which is his daughter and son-in-law, have made, I think that's the $70 or $80 dollars they said the last year since he's been in office. She's received how many patents from China, I forget, for her business and products and so forth. I'm telling you, this gangster is just having a heyday and making all types of money. And I believe that this is one of the biggest reasons that some of even the Republicans who claim to be moral authorities, that claim to be family oriented, I believe that this is one of the major reasons that they have not stood up to him in any significant or substantive
Hello,
way.
this is part 2 of our dear sister, Vicki Dillard, our goddess, and joined with her lovely mother. And also, she's joining on the broadcast with brother Herman Muhammad. And we're waiting on the interview, through the phone interview with our dear goddess sister, Tamika Mallory. Go ahead on if you have not subscribed to the channel, and do so please right at this moment. Thank you, and I very much appreciate it. This is the ATM, the African True Moors Media. Yes, and we are live with Vicki Dillard, guys. She will be going live by telephone with our dear sister, Tamika Mallory. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Thumbs up, like, and subscribe, please. That's the sister, Mama Dillard in the back.
Time and time again, that he is not for the people of America, not the ones that supposed to be the people of America. He's for his own folk.
His own folk. That's exactly right. Using the office of presidency for his own personal benefit. Exactly. And that's terrible, family. Well, family, our very special guest is with us right now. Sister Tamika Mallory is on the line with us live. Sister Tamika Mallory, you are on pbradiolive.com on purpose with Vicki. How in the world are you, sister?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me, Vicki. I appreciate you so much.
We appreciate you. We're so pleased that you are with us. We're so thankful and
this is our dear sister goddess, Tamika Mallory.
So very much.
It's awesome to see two black sisters join together like a podcast like this. I couldn't ask for anything better than this. We can do better.
Presidency for his own personal gain, and that is more true than people can even imagine. I mean, we're not even sure. We won't know for many years what's been going on in the White House and how it's going to affect us later, in our lives.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, absolutely. And the beauty of it, and you in particular commenting on that is so amazing, because you, Sister Tamika, were one of the major organizers with the Women's March. Right around the time that Donald Trump was being inaugurated. Talk to us about that briefly, and then give us some background as to who Sister Tamika Mallory is.
Yeah, so the Women's March was happened actually the day after Donald Trump's inauguration. There were absolutely more people at our march worldwide than more people at his inauguration the day before. And he tried to stay different, but the numbers don't lie.
This is the Women's March, the inauguration of Donald Trump.
None of us could imagine would be the type of historic event that it was. It was, obviously an incredible showing of people who...
We're so grateful to see these two beautiful sisters, guys. Give me a thumbs up and a like and subscribe to the channels. Let's get to this 1,000 subscribers. There will be more.
Other people who were outraged because he's been outraged. Dealing with the trauma of this country's inability to offer us the type of equality, equity, and justice that we deserve. And so the march had a lot of people coming from a lot of different perspectives. You had your white ladies who were pumped up. This is their first time that they're sort of...
And whenever, I want to just say this, guys, whenever us as black women, we gather together as a group, we're always going to have these white supremacists They want to infiltrate in it and everything that we do. So this is awesome what Tamika Mallory is doing. She's a great activist that's on the grounds, the root grounds out here. The grassroots, my bad.
The work of the Women's March could not end with just a march, and therefore we continue to work since then, all the way to January 21st, 2017, but we're still working today on the ground in a number of communities.
Yes, this Women's March, they are on the grounds, and we need more women's rights, especially in our group of women. Not to do a protest for other women's to be able to jump on board, and it's all about them. The light has turned to the white supremacists as well as it's supposed to be up on the African American people. And this Women March Tamika Mallory has started is a great thing. It's been a while.
Who voted in the election cast their vote for a sexist, racist, and all the other things. We could go on with a list of ifs and isms about this president. And, you know, when people called and said, would you be involved, it wasn't so much because we, were just some faces. It was because we had been doing the work. We had been on the ground. People knew us, particularly from the 250-mile walk that Carmen Perez led us off Sword and I led to Washington, D.C., from New York to deal with criminal justice reform. And so, again, we had been out there. We had been raising concerns. We've been organizing for almost 20 years, or more than 20 years for me. I've been doing this work. And, it was actually a great benefit to the Women's March to have us, not just because we were able to organize a march, because we can do that in our sleep, but also we built one of the most radical agendas in terms of representing the issues of all people that anyone has seen in a long time. And before white folks to have
see, the only thing with Tamika Mallory, you heard what she says, for all people, and we're trying to have an agenda just for African American people, not for all people. We never had an agenda just for us.
Some of the recent awards, like I think it was one of the BET awards and so forth, I ended up seeing
we had to pull our bootstrap.
I saw myself. Sister.
We had to do it on our own and pave a way for other immigrants to come in. And now the agendas are out here that set forth for everybody and not just us.
And it's a force.
We need to do better.
Frankly, I don't know what your belief is, but I believe it's God behind you and your words, standing on the front lines for freedom, justice, and equality. So that personally moved me in a very special way when I see you there. My understanding, based on what I read about you and listening to you and having followed you for some time now, is that you had a start with, I want to say you were connected to, maybe you got started with activism based on a tragedy in your life. Talk to us about that.
My parents were two Reverend Al Sharpton's first members. They helped start his organization over 25 years ago. So I was a movement baby, even when I didn't want to be. I like to joke with people, but it's actually not really a joke that I felt like I was cursed with this, sort of threatening my parents did to make me go to rallies and protest and what have you. I had no choice. I was always involved. But I was involved at that point because they said so, and not because it was something that resonated with me.
Yes.
And it wasn't until my son's father was murdered. My son is now 19, so he was 17 years ago when my son was 2. His father was shot twice and left in a ditch for 2 weeks before his body was discovered. And it was at that point that I began to own the movement as mine. It became something that personally resonated with me. And I, began to do the work from a very...
Again, guys, this is a broadcast hosted by Vicki Dillard, our dear sister, and she combined with brother Herman Muhammad. I'm always getting stuck with that one, and her dear mother, Miss Dillard. And by phone interview, she's connected with our dear sister Tamika Mallory. Go ahead on and subscribe to the channel, please.
There were so many things that I felt was a part of how my son's father lost his life. His parents were in and out of prison. They were perpetual drug abusers. And too many other people had the same story. And I knew that they were losing their lives as a result of that. And
Our dear sister Tamika Mallory is a well-known activist.
Trying to figure out how to cure the social justice concerns surrounding Black death, whether it be from police or from another man or woman who looks just like us. And with that work and the consistent engagement, the fact that my parents gave me a very good foundation, I was able to get to the point where I led 5 million people worldwide, along with some really incredible women and men. So it's been a journey, and it's one that I am grateful to God. And you say God was, I would say that He wasn't just behind me, or is not just behind me, that God is all around me, and that He literally carries me from moment to moment. Because this work is not easy, and particularly when you have to deal with your own people being your biggest opposition at times, it's very, very challenging. But but God is
very much challenging dealing with each other, the reflection.
And with Him being there to support me and helping to push me forward, in those tough moments, I know that this work that I'm doing, it will, in fact, it will be successful. And you have no choice because it's already been laid out. The plan is already clear.
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. I'm not sure how much time you have. I know when you got on, you mentioned that you were, moving about and so forth. And but if you would, as much time as you can, would you talk to us briefly about the attack on Black women, in particular the latest work that you've done in New York at the Korean nail shop? And please let us know what we can do to make a difference in terms of...
Yes, we have been the number one target as African American people, and as a Black woman, we are very much unprotected.
Chinese. Okay, thank you for correction.
And I made that distinction with someone else. They're like, it doesn't matter. No, it does. It matters that we speak about things from a very intellectual perspective.
That's right.
And we know what we're talking about. And we know who our enemy is.
That's
at
right.
all times. That we can identify who they are. It doesn't mean we don't have problems with a whole lot of folks in our community, but in this particular situation, it is definitely a Chinese-owned nail salon. For those who don't know, a family went to get their nails done. Grandmother, granddaughter, and a cousin went to get their nails done. They paid for a number of services: pedicure, manicure, some extra, I guess, potion or whatever you want to call it, added to the pedicure to help, with whatever issue. Whatever it was, they paid $80+ at the nail salon for their services.
Yes, there was one of those incidents where they told that nail shop up. They disrespect our women.
She didn't like the way in which her eyebrows looked.
Now, for those that are listening, sorry for interrupting. For those that are listening, y'all listen to what she said. They spent about $80, y'all, to get a number of other services done. You know how we Black women are. Nails, pedicure, and so forth. But one of the granddaughters got her eyebrows done. They botched the eyebrows, $5. And of course, she didn't want to pay for botched eyebrows. Go ahead, sister.
Exactly. So she was upset about the eyebrow job. She didn't like the way that it looked. She refused to pay for that. She actually told the owner that they
and that owner beat the hell out of that woman. If you guys are listening, you've heard the story before. And they closed that store down. Women, start trying to do your own nails and your own eyebrows and eyelashes.
And then at one point you see on a videotape that the young woman
start building in your own community.
The granddaughter is sort of being held in a corner with several people around her, kind of cornering her, holding her arms, standing in front of her. And when one person approaches her with a broomstick in her hand, she pushes the person, and then they begin to beat her with the broomstick and with other devices. And the grandmother jumps in to try to help. The owner of the store, a man, puts his arms around the granddaughter and holds her while people are hitting her with broomsticks and other things. And at some point,
my
you
goodness.
see that as the grandmother is trying to stop all of this from happening, that and sprayed the acetone in the grandmother's face.
Ooh.
And the cousin was able to eventually.
They sprayed acetone in her face.
And she gets out of the salon. They tried to say, well, she hit her first. But I can tell you that if you back me up in a corner with a broomstick in your hand, I'm going to try my best to hurt you before you hurt me.
Right.
I'm not going to wait for you to hit me. And so that story.
Welcome to the African True Moist Media. If you're just joining, we are here with our dear sister Vicki Dillard on the telephone interview with our dear sister Tamika Mallory. Go ahead on and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe.
Stand by them.
That's
and
right.
live with the family. And you know, when you talk about the attack on Black women, this is no different than the Waffle House incident where this young woman, Shakisha Clemens, went there. Her friend asked for plasticware. Before you know it, the night in police officers coming, derobing her, slamming her to the ground, choking her around her neck. And then
This is so beautiful when we have two sisters with like-minded like this to speak volume to our Black men and women. But I'm about to cut this broadcast, guys. Enjoy. I might have a part 3. Stay tuned. Have a great day.